Well, a very good evening, everyone, and a belated welcome to what are we now? Tuesday night. Sorry, bank holiday Monday threw me out. Tuesday night, so it's Division 2. We are round number 5 coming from Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. A little bit late coming on tonight, but nevertheless, we made it for the tail end of qualifying. So currently looking at Maga in provisional pole position, Athanasu in second, then we have Milan, who's a new driver into Division 2. Be interesting to see how he gets on in third place. JRKP in fourth, then we have Nicky Lauda in fifth. Elliott, who's a Division 3 driver, so reserving above, currently in sixth position. Felix in seventh, Honey Badger eighth, ninth, Evan 10th karting, 11th Tom Putty and Hammers with a slow lap there. I think that's probably going to be an out lap, or he made a mistake. But let's jump on. Oh, who is that? Felix. I'm sure he is more than happy that I got on comms in time to get his moment there. But right, jumping on board this with Tom and see how he gets on. Also reserving, Tom's a Div 3 driver, consistently sort of ran about the lower point scoring. He's improving dramatically, so you probably expect good things from him season 7. As coming with F1 23, the new game, a lot's going to change. Right, okay, just like to give a big shout out tonight to Bogorovsky. I know he is dying to join on the commentary tonight, but he's just undergone an operation, so he's recovering and needs to rest. So Bog, stop direct messaging me, I will not let you in tonight. Sit back and relax, sir. So right, let's get back and get some telemetry up. Okay, so Tom coming into the final chicane now. We'll see if he can improve on his 46.032, which he does by nearly a second, so a good lap there from him. Who's next to come in? I think it's Athanasu. He's not, but we'll jump on board with him anyway to see if he can improve on his time. Maga is a bit further behind, so we can, or a bit further ahead, sorry, should I say. So we'll jump on board with Maga just across the line. Let's see if he can improve on his 44.124. He does by nearly a second, so it does look like track evolution here. Times are getting quicker. Maga now at 43.140, put himself 6/10 clear of second place at the moment. Right, just going to get the stream up just to make sure that everything is working fine and see if I'm getting any abuse from Bogorovsky. Hey Kai, good evening, sir. Good to see you in the chat. Hope you're well. Okay, so Athanasu, I don't think he's on a second lap. Sorry, I'll get hold of the controls in a moment. I'm just getting things ready. I think he's on a lap. I'll jump back to him in a moment, but who have we? Guna now starting his second run. We're currently going along the Kemmel Straight, heading up towards Les Combes and Malmedy before the descent downhill to the Bruxelles corner complex. See what he's set to time is going to be at the end of sector 2. There's a few more turns to go here. It drops it down 1 gear. Let's say some drop it down 2, some down 1 there. I'm well, thanks Kai, thank you for asking. Good to see you taking a bit of downtime from revision, watch a D2 race. Nothing quite like it, hope your exams are going well for you. Same with everybody that's taking exams at the moment, I hope things are going well and don't get too stressed about them. There is still a future no matter what. All you can ever do is your best, and for that I wish you all the best and hope you get what you want. But right, okay, so back to here, Guna now coming towards the bus stop chicane as it used to be, and a bit of a corner cut there as a late call to go into the pits. TGL Stewart has invalidated his lap. Hammer's now starting a lap, currently slow as anything. Hammer's, I'm not quite sure what's happening to him at the moment. Assume he made an absolute monumental error and just did an out lap and an in lap. So obviously should be an improvement coming through, or was on sector 1, so should be a huge improvement on sector 2 as well. A bit of exterior shot. Hey, Bog, good evening, sir. I have already announced that you've been banned from commentary tonight on health reasons. Right, so can Hammers drag the McLaren further up? 39-second improvement. It's not difficult looking at his time at the moment, but we'll see what he can. What time he can pop on the board. I'm gonna pop some lights on in my room. It's got dark all of a sudden. Right, so Hammers comes across with a 44.593, so up into 8th. I think he's still got time on the board there. Zengel as well. I think Zengel is either leading or very close to the top of the championship standings. I will have a look in a minute. I need to refresh my memory, not being my normal division to commentate on. But Zengel there up into 6th place with a 44.136. Oh, he was on an out laps. Was it Nicky Lauder, I think, has just finished a lap. I'm going to try and jump through everybody. Milan. Right, I might actually get on someone who's on a lap in a minute. How's Tom getting on? Just about to start his lap. So yeah, we've got a... Ooh. Was that Hammers? No, it wasn't Hammers, it was the... other Mercedes. Right, okay, so let's find someone who is on a lap and stick with them. We're now obviously coming towards the final times. Milan bolts his into the pit, so he will not improve on his 44.083. We have Hammers next has invalidated, so Hammers will not improve on his 44 as well, so he's looking at 9th at best. So not a good qualifying session there from Hammers. So Felix now looks like he's in the slipstream of his teammate Zingle just ahead of him. See what times these two can post. Zingle a bolts allowing Phoenix, so a good toe there, so a good bit of teamwork. Although didn't really help on time wise. Okay, so we've now got a mad influx of cars aborting and coming over the line. Maggot has finished for the day, so he's quite happy with his time, and rightly so at the moment. Still 4/10 clear at the top. Honey Badger there just crossing the line, 44.5, so 10th place for him. Crossing the line, we've got Tom having a bit of a wiggle on there, 45.7, so 16th place for Tom. He's going to be next. Sport Mad comes into the pits. Still going for it. Slow time, 201.807, so 17 seconds down on his time. A cracking effort there by Relia into 6th place. But Maggot, over 4/10 of a second clear at the moment. Okay, and that is qualifying over and done with them. And so all the cars returning to the pits now to get ready for the race. A quick look at the grid once it comes up. So our grid for today: Maggot taking pole position with Ferrari of a time 1:43.138, so 0.431 seconds. 0.431 of a second quicker than Niki Lauda in second. Guna putting in an excellent performance there for the Mercedes team into position 3. Then we have Athanasu in 4th. Let me go back to here, sorry. Sportmad in 5th, Relia in 6th, Milan 7th, Evan 8th, Zingle in 9th, 10th, JRKP, Honey Badger in 11th, Hammers down in 12th. Then we have Felix, Cavolis, TGL Stewart, Tom Putty, Havoc Connor, Kalitsos, DZ Karting, and James the Eagle bringing up the rear of the field. Okay, so looks like it is going to be a dry session. Whether we're going to get any rain during the race, who knows? You never know with this game. So what intensity and for how long as well. But it does look like it is going to be dry. What I'm also going to do is just pull up the Division 2 league standings, so I can give credit where it is due to the current leader, which is Maggot with 51 points. Second place is Hammers with 50 points, so only a point between the top two there. TGL Stewart in 3rd on 41 points, Single in 4th with 40 points, then JRKP on 28, Niki Lauda 25. And then we have Huss on 24 in 7th, Sportmad in 8th with 22 points, Benny Buno with 21 points in 9th, and Felix rounding out the top 10 with 20 points. So right, let's get the details up. Okay, so Maggot championship leader taking pole position. I think it's his 2nd pole position of the season. That's 1 race win and 2 podiums. So obviously a bit of consistency up there. Hammers starting the season very, very strong. First couple of races, but then he didn't have the best of lucks in the last race. I think I can't remember if he didn't finish or certainly I don't think scored if if highly at all. So today starting in 12th, something to build on. I know he's a patient driver, Hammers, so I think we would expect to see him work his way up the field. Okay, so with the formation lap coming around Blanchimont towards the bus stop chicane, where they will then slot into their grid positions, hopefully getting purple so they can all get a good start. And then we'll see if everybody gets through La Source, Eau Rouge, Radion and onto the Camel Straight. Normally we have some kind of incident there. Fingers crossed we won't tonight. So Maga lining up in pole position. We jump to the back as well. James the Eagle will be the last one to pop his car onto the grid. And then we'll see what kind of camera we will be given for the short run down to turn 1. Very nice one. Hopefully that changes. Why does it keep doing that? Right, I'm going to have to jump on board because the camera is rank and it's lights out and away we go, and it looks like a good start from Maga and Guna. Bit further down, looks like we've had a small bit of contact, but nothing too major. A few positions lost. Right, let's jump back to the front where Maga has got himself through without a problem whatsoever, and already pulling out a second gap. Here we have incident back here, Single losing a place to Felix. I think that is just on drive. TGL Stewart up 6 places into 9th position. A bit of a twitch on there through Honey Badger. So Hammers currently down in 13th place, so losing a position, but as now, who is the Haas that is round? I'm assuming it's, yep, Honey Badger. So Honey Badger to the back of the field, not having the luck of the Haas team today. Well, certainly in the opening lap, but some of it is Mag at 1 point. Well, just come down to a second now, so I think Nicky Lauder might be getting in the groove, but certainly a cracking opening lap there. Looking at positions gained, TGL Stewart, one of the biggest gains, we've got up 7 positions, so from 15th on to 8th on the grid. And who have we lost here? Calypsos. Oh, Hammers is round, and I don't know if he has any. Yeah, he's got no front wing there, so Hammers drops to the back. It's not going to help him at all being on the hard tyres as well. So Maggot pumping the fastest lap there just to put himself a couple of extra tenths. Going to jump on here because I can see a fight going on just ahead there. And it made it through absolutely fine. Now JRKP looking for the move down the Camel Straight on TGL Stewart, and he does that and makes it look easy there. So had a fair amount of overtaking in these opening couple of laps. So let's pop up. No, we're not going to pop up. Tyres. Let's have a quick look at tyres. One thing that I didn't look at to see who was on what compound at the beginning of this. So we have the top 4 gone for the medium compound. Sportmad and Athanasu in 5th and 6th, deciding to go for the alternate on the hards. Then we land on the mediums, and we've got a big bunch of hard runners there. James the Eagle facing in the wrong direction. Coming through the second part of Double Gorge there. We'll leave him to get on with that on his own. James Eagle disqualified for keeping out of the way. Well, sorry to see that, James. You did the right thing. Okay, so we have our first retirement was disqualification. So James has now left the session, rightly so. If that was me, I would be out there probably kicking the cat at the moment. So right, Milan. Close on to the back of Athanasiou with the softer compound tyres as well. So we'll see if he can get himself in the draft. Not sure how much DRS. Or whether he was in, yeah, he was in DRS zone, but I'm wondering whether he was using his ERS or not there, just to close in. Looks like Connor and Karting battling away at the back there. TGL Stewart is off. You can see him dropping a couple of places there. So unfortunately on the approach down to Blanchimont, Stewart just losing it there, losing I think probably about 7 or 8 places as well. Nicky Lauda in second place. Maggot just stretching that gap out again now to 2 seconds, and so it was around about the 1.3 seconds. So he's eking it out ever so slightly each lap. Look at this, Guna in third position, so certainly doing the Mercedes team proud today. Guna 1.9 seconds behind Nicky Lauda, also on the medium tyres, and just behind him as well as his brother Relia. So really good showing for these two today. Only lap number 4, but you still need to be up there. But this is where the battle I think is going to be happening, is between Milan, Athanasiou, Sportsmad, and also JRKP, not too far behind either. So Stewart into the pits, coming out now just ahead of Hammers. So at least Hammers will have a target in front of him now. Obviously switching the strategy onto the medium tyres will need to make a change later. I cannot see him doing 18, 19, 20 laps on a set of mediums, but Hammers by all means proved me wrong. Okay. The single down in 10th at the moment. But currently Maga looking at increasing his lead at the top of the championship. Penalties there with Calypso. So that was an opportune moment to go to, I think. Oh, there's 2 involved there. Tom involved as well. So I'm not sure if they spun out a sit bit. It was almost like a duet there. They almost spun back at the same time as well. So a little bit more choreography, but good to see. So we have the yellow oh goodness me, Kalitsos is now out. I think he lit up his rear tyres there, trying to get going again. Unfortunately, when they're 100 odd degrees, you get no grip whatsoever. There we have the stricken car on the right. And Hammers makes his way past as well. So it's the first retirement of the race. Have we got a... We have a full safety car as well. It's going to be very, very good for Hammers. Give him a chance to close up on the back of the field. Me a chance to just pause one at a moment and look at the constructors. So Alpine leading the way with 65 points. Aston Martin close behind with 5 points behind in 60. Obviously Ferrari just a point further back on 59 points. Mercedes in fourth on 54. Running up top 5 was AlphaTauri on 50 points. So only 15 points separating the top 5 constructors. It's been fairly evenly spread out so far, the results, and so it's good to see it competitive throughout the field. Okay, so at the back, Tom has now pitted for hard tyres, so he will not need to pit again, can take those 3 to the end. Nobody else can. Everybody else, I think, will need to pit. And unless Hammers can take those, 17 laps. So it's not possible. But Guna into the lead as Maggot comes in to strap on a set of hard tyres, so he will now be taking those towards the end. And he will be the de facto race leader, because basically everybody ahead needs to pit as well. Looks like Guna and Reliot staying on those mediums, want to try and make a bolt for it if they possibly can. Hammers, what are you doing, man? Under safety car. 3-second penalty. Okay, so lap number 6, or we're on lap. On lap number 7, should I say. Safety car out. We have a bit of a spread out field at the moment, with Hammers just coming down the Kemmel Straight, and the rest of the, well, certainly the safety car heading down towards Campus and Stavelot. Don't think he'll catch up. I think probably still under a delta, in fairness. So we have a Mercedes in first and a Mercedes in last. Merc sandwich, as Kai says. Yes, absolutely. So unfortunately losing the 2 Alfa Romeos today, Kalitsos and James the Eagle. A crash for Kalitsos, which has brought out the safety car here, and James the Eagle being disqualified for doing the right thing, being patient, waiting to go back on track, perhaps driving a small amount the wrong way, and the game disqualified him. So you have my sympathy there. Okay, so one more lap under the safety car. Who has pitted now? Karting has pitted. He's going to go on to a set of mediums, 15 laps. It's possible they're going to be hurting towards the end though, and Connor doing the same. So initial warm-up's going to be better, but they are going to struggle in probably the last 4 or 5 laps. Let's bring that up. So yeah, Maga is the de facto Leader currently in 8th, but everyone from 1st to 7th needing to change a compound of tyres at some stage during the race, as is in the rules. So Gunnar and Elliott will be coming in for a set of hard tyres, but they do seem to be able to stretch the tyres a long way, the two brothers, so they could get a few more laps out of the mediums and then hope for a safety car. But nevertheless, both showing good pace, reserving for the division above. Okay, and the safety car is coming in this lap. So Gunnar will become the new safety car, or some new pace car. Weaving to get as much heat as possible into those tyres. An angry swarm, isn't it? Just ready to go. And he has gone. They've gone quite early there, so they have yeah, good restart there from Gunnar. I think he caught his brother napping ever so slightly there. I think really it wasn't sure whether to go or not, looking at whilst we were on board with him. So right, any action happening a bit further down? Not too much. TGL Stewart getting his way past Evan up into 13th place on the first term. Everybody seemed to make it through Eau Rouge and Radion without a problem on to Camel Straight. Havoc losing a position at the back to karting. So Gunnar getting a good jump on the restart, already a second and a half clear of his brother, roughly halfway around the circuit on the restart. Behind is so close, JRKP 2/10 behind, as is Nicky Lauder, just 2/10 behind Cavolis, a couple of spaces back. But Maggot looks like he is going to be on the move behind Nicky Lauder, does indeed make his way past. Obviously Nicky Lauder, I think second place man overall once we take the Havoc. What happened to you? Oh, he's beached. God, this game, honestly. So we've had one disqualified from the session for going slightly the wrong way to rejoin, and then we have Havoc there getting beached. The hell happened to Maggot during that? Actually, he dropped back 2-3 spaces, so I completely missed that whilst I was looking at a stupid game. But Maggot straight back up into 10th place with an overtake on Milan there. Tom Putty and Karting look like they're exchanging positions again for 15th and 16th place. So Nicky Lauder looking to get past Felix as quick as he can. Maggot on the back of Cavolis, a couple of places back. Obviously would have get past and try and get into the way past Nicky Lauda as well. So those two Petty will be going to the end. So it is an all-out battle between the two of them at the moment. Nicky finding it difficult to get past Felix. Maggot having no problems getting past Cavolis there. So DRS is now enabled. Looks like Maggot got a poor drive out of that corner. But just enough to keep him ahead of Cavolis. Although again, poor drive. Not side by side here. No, well done. So Maggot back up into 9th place. We'll be looking at chasing down. So Athanassel and Zingle are side by side coming down to Blanchimont. Athanassel winning that one. Zingle going just a little bit wide, now coming under pressure from JRKP behind. But this field is so close at the moment. Guna 1.2 seconds ahead of his brother out front. Relic himself holding off Sports Mad by about 3/4 of a second. So within that DRS zone, he's going to be vulnerable now. Nicky Lauda is finally past Felix, although again it was a bit of a battle. And Maggot now looking to try to get his way past as quick as possible. Doesn't want to let Nicky Lauda disappear at all. Go Maggot. Makes his way past Felix up into 8th place. Ooh, is that a bit of a... losing a position to Milan. Oh, Zingle picking up a 3-second time penalty. That is going to hurt towards the end. What's up with Stewart? Has Stewart had a spin? He has. La Source catches another victim. Get back to this battle here, which I think is going to start hotting up again soon, because we now have Nicky Lauda in 7th, right in the back of JRKP, who has a penalty, and Maggot literally hunting Nicky Lauda. As I say, we missed what happened to Maggot, dropping a couple of positions. I wonder if he just made a small mistake. Unfortunately, field tightly bunched. It dropped him down sort of 3-4 places, but he has worked his way back up again. Milan unfortunately spinning out there. I think, where was that double gauge? Yeah. Okay, so Nicky Lauda now. Reliot's out. Reliot, what? Oh no, Reliot, you were doing so well. We have another safety car, so to give the field a chance to bunch up. Oh, we've got 2 cars in for. Oh no. Looks like Reliot spun, and unfortunately Tom and Evan didn't see it and were involved in the accident. So we've gone from losing 1 car to losing 3 in total, and pretty much everybody's coming to the pit, strangely enough. It's good for Guna. He will be able to rejoin in 3rd place. Fresh set of hards. Let's get the tyre detail up so we know who is on what. Everyone going for mediums. Hammer's going for a set of softs, so he'll be looking at fastest lap. 10, 11 laps to go, including the one that we are on. I think he might be running on rims at the end, but we'll see. They're down to 14 runners. We have lost 6 already. Lap number 12 we are on. First we lost James the Eagle to a pathetic Codemasters disqualification. Havoc Connor pretty much the same, getting beached and getting disqualified. Then Calypsos unfortunately crashing early on, bringing out the first safety car. Then the incident that we've just seen with Aurelia unfortunately crashing out after having such a good, well, opening 10 laps, so half the race. Was doing so well. I think those tyres probably getting just a bit old. He lost some traction and spun coming out of Stavelot. Unfortunately, looks like that then collected Evan and Tom Putty as well. So 3 retirements in 1 incident. So good news for Guna, now on fresh hards. Obviously he's going to be vulnerable to the mediums behind, A, because obviously they're fresh, faster rubber, but B, they will heat up quicker. But they've probably got about 5 or excuse me, about 5 or 6 laps of well, of an advantage, I suppose. Then the hards are going to come back into play again. The safety car not coming in this lap, so we're going to have a further lap. Right, so just let's go look at chat. Hi, let's put now, how is the weather for you? What, on the game? On the game it looks sort of overcasty, but clear. Outside here we have a nice south coast light drizzle. Nothing quite like it. It's been warmer though today, so it's made a big difference. But yeah, always rains when I want to do something outside. But, that is the law of sod, unfortunately. But that, just taking a drink. Okay, no, Kai wanted to know in real life. No, haven't had a storm today. No, we've been quite lucky down here. We've avoided it. So we've had a bit of drizzle, but we haven't had a storm yet. Whether it's due tonight or not, we're going to find out. It's normally when I get a call in the morning that there's a load of fences down and people have had leaks, so it keeps me busy. Okay, so lap number 13. Safety car's got to come in this lap. They've been bunched up for 2 laps. Bert Mylander just wants to get his stats up. He didn't have much to do at Miami this weekend, so decided he will jump into into the lead here. But safety car will be in this lap. Kai saying nothing, it's flooded everywhere. I hope it's not too bad for you, mate. I know the floods can be really bad, but yeah, I've heard there's been some adverse weather, so but keep yourself safe, mate. That's the main thing. So right, we are back underway. Safety car in this lap, so we're just waiting for Nicky Lauda to go. He certainly hasn't gone as quickly as Guna did. He goes, no, now. But went quite late, but got a good jump on Maggot there. And Guna, unfortunately, being left stranded there. Athanasu making a move up the inside of JRKP. Didn't come off that time, but obviously we've still got the run up towards the Kemmel Straight, so anything can happen there, especially on cold tyres. Guna coming under increasing pressure from Sport Mad. Sport Mad has the outside, but Guna just giving up that position a bit there. It's fine, stick with him and you will have the better tyres in about 4 or 5 laps and you can come back at him. Okay, so we've got some nice tight battles going back at the back here. Obviously Hammers with the soft tyres now. Apologies if I break into silence every now and then. I'm trying to mute the mic every time I have a coughing fit. I'm a bit of a cough today. I don't really think you want to hear me coughing. Yes, Hammers is a soft lunatic guy. I don't know if you're talking about his tyres or something else there. Bit of side wheel-to-wheel action there between Milan and Stewart. I think Stewart just getting the better of it. Okay, we got a 2-car wide after Radiano. I was expecting worse than that, and that actually didn't end as badly as I thought. Hammers obviously with the soft tyres, so getting much better grip, but was still pushed out. So Maggot, what on earth? I'll take my eye off him for a minute. Oh, and Hammers round as well, so it's... Jesus. Right, let's get back to the front. So Guna down into 5th position currently, but as I say, we'll have better tyres in about 3 laps or so. They will switch on a bit better. But yeah, Guna doing really well in 5th place. Don't want to stick with him too much because I end up jinxing people, so I'll try and flick through as many people as I can. Hopefully I won't jinx everybody. JRKP now. JRKP making a nice move on Zingle there, so JRKP up into 3rd place, taking the fastest lap as well with an overtake, so that's not bad at all, is it? Zingle now closing back up on JRKP, obviously using the DRS on each other to pull each other along. Sport Mad in the lead, I missed that. So Nicky Lauda still in 2nd place, so he's had a consistent race. Should have Maggot up there with him as well, but it looks like Maggot has just made a couple of mistakes that he's may have paid for. So could have been other people involved. Unfortunately, I missed both incidents, so he could have been pushed off, he could have spun off. But at the end of the day, he's down in 13th, whereas really he should be up the front fighting for the race win, the championship leader at the moment. See, with him not scoring and Hammers not scoring as well, the top two really are going to, well, the gap that they had is certainly going to be gone. Looking at the moment, who do we have? GTL Stewart third on 41 points. He is down in 12 points as well. Zingle in fourth, is currently fourth. So I mean, the main winner out of this is going to be Zingle, I think. JRKP now closing onto the back of Nicky Lauda, but he has dragged Zingle along with him. Guna dropping back to about a second and 3/4. Let's say those hards are going to become pretty comparable to the mediums soon, and then they will have a slight advantage, I think, for the last couple of laps. It could be as great as it was, obviously, because the safety car has made it a little bit more accessible to everyone, to be honest. Notice Hammers going back onto a set of mediums down in 14th place. I think he did that about a lap or so ago. 3-second time penalty. It's one of those days now. But right, so the gaps at the front sort of opening out to about a second. But we've still got a nice tight battle going on down here with Honey Badger over the back of Cavolis. Is he going to look for a move? He is. And ends up losing a place to his teammate, who then ends up spinning. So yep, karting gaining a place, then losing 2 places. And quickly it can change. Okay, so a lot of penalties there as well, I've noticed, have been creeping up, trying to keep up with the action as much as everything else. Guna losing a position to Athanasu, so dropping down into 6th place. Hammer's getting that fastest lap by hook or by crook. I think he was going to get that today. Tried it on the softs, didn't work, so go for the mediums. But yeah, so Guna down into 6, now has Felix all over the back of him. So currently it does still look like the mediums are the slightly faster tyre. But right, let's jump back to the front, because Nicky Lauda has now got this gap down to under half, or around about half a second. Pulled away a bit from JRKP, who has also pulled away from Zingle, away from Athanasu. So we've got some gaps going on there. But I think this is going to be our main battle towards the end of the race. 4 laps to go when we cross the line. Here we go. Nicky Lauda will have his DRS wide open, which he does. Closes going into the source. Then he will get on the throttle as early as he can and look to get a decent drive through Eau Rouge and Radion, although I would have thought that the mediums would probably be the better tyre to get through there. Indeed, he is pulling out the gap a bit. Nicky Lauda, yeah, just a few tenths, but now has DRS, so we'll open that up and start eating up the ground along the Kemmel Straight into Lacombe. Now the right-hander around Malmedy, down towards the Bruxelles corners. One corner, one long corner. Then we have the corner with no name. I would have thought the age that Spa is, they might have thought of a name. We're going to call it DTR corner. So into the left at DTR corner, and then we've got double gorge coming up. So drop down one gear, as I say, some drop down one, some drop down two. Depends on what you're comfortable with, and I suppose what type condition of tyres are in as well. You don't want to get too much wheel spin. Laguna now behind Felix, and there's Cavolis all over his posterior. Get back to this front because the gap keeps coming down to about half a second as they come into the bus stop chicane, but then Sport Mad, I think, just using the softer compound tyres of the mediums just to get better exit out of the corner, certainly here, and then around La Source up through Eau Rouge and Radium, manages to just pull out enough of a gap, obviously using his ERS as well, but Niki Lauda just unable to catch. The gap, we're looking for 8/10 now, so it's a better run by Niki Lauda through here, manages to get gap down to just about half a second. So it does look like those the mediums are able to pull Sport Mad away at the moment, and with 2.5 laps left to go, are the mediums going to keep enough grip? We're also on Niki Lauda on 14 lap old hards. The oldest tyres by a long shot out there. So we'll keep an eye on that, although we don't seem to have any other battles going on. It all seems to be nicely spread out. And Cavolis is closing on the back of Guna. So again, it doesn't seem to have been too comfortable on this set of hard tyres. Karting picking up a 3-second time penalty there. So what we do, I haven't done it yet, but let's have a look to see what the penalty situation is. I don't think it really matters about tyres anymore, but JRKP and single with 6 seconds. That is for single. That is going to drop him to about 7th or 8th position, I think. Okay, so it looks like the race is going to come down to a lap and a half dash between Niki Lauda, currently in second, and Sport Mad in first position in the standings at the moment. Just trying to see, I think they're separated by 3 points in the standings at the moment. 6th place Niki Lauda on 25 points. If he gets a win today, we'll put him 50 points up into second. Well, I'll put him up joint with Hammers, obviously with Hammers not scoring, so 50 points for him. With Sport Mad, if he wins, will go up to 47, so he would jump himself up into 3rd place in the standings. So I am keeping an eye elsewhere, but I want to keep on this main battle for the lead. Niki Lauda getting a much better run out of the bus stop chicane now into La Source, so we'll see if he can stay with this. Is much closer. I mean, 0.3, 0.4 behind. He was 0.8 before, so I think he could be looking at making a move at the end of the Kemmel Straight here. He will be looking at dumping as much as he's got, I think. just hasn't got quite enough to make it there. But he's got a second chance, obviously, at the end of the lap, the final, I say straight. Obviously, we've got Blanchimont there heading up towards the bus stop chicane, but that will be the last chance for him to actually make the overtake on track, and just went to Cavolis as he decided to not complete the last half or a lap. Unfortunate for Cavolis there. Again, just came onto him as I saw him hit the wall, so I'm not quite sure what led up to the instant. Probably tyres just losing a little bit of grip. But here we go. We are now into the last chance saloon. Niki Lauda needs to give everything. So does Sport Mad. We need to defend as much as we can, but let's keep it clean. Trying to get a decent angle here, and it looks like they have kept it completely clean. And Sports Mad is going to take the victory. Niki Lauda coming home in second. Now we've got to wait for penalties. At the moment, it's JRKP. It's all changing. I might just hang on for a moment for these penalties to settle down. But at the moment, I mean, definitely nothing will change the lead for Sport Mad, or the win for Sports Mad. So congratulations to him. Niki Lauda in second. Athanasiou will bring it home in third place in the Williams. JRKP will take fourth. Felix in fifth, and Honey Badger sixth. Single seventh. Guna eighth. Milan ninth. Stewart currently in 10th. We're just waiting for the last to finish. Maga, not a good day for Maga. He offered so much for him, but just a couple of mistakes, and that's where you are. So basically the top two in the championship. Maga finishing 11th. Hammers just bringing it home. Just bringing it home. Driver today going to DZ Karting. Right, we'll just wait for the results to pop up. I'll read them out, and then I can go and have my dinner and get a bit of practice in for tomorrow's race. So here we go. That AlphaTauri driver coming to claim the top step there. Well, I enjoyed that today. It was a good race. There was some close racing, some good racing. Some unfortunate crashes, some stupid disqualifications by the game. But at the end of the day, I think we have our deserved podium there. So not a good day for Maga. Should have been up there as well. But Sports Mad deservedly taking the win from Niki Lauda. Athanasiou in third. JRKP in fourth. Then we have Felix in fifth. Honey Badger coming home in sixth. Single in seventh. Guna eighth. Milan in ninth, and TGL Stewart rounding out the top 10. And then we have Maggot, unfortunate day for him, DZ Karting, and Hammers in 13th, the last of the finishers. Then we had Cavolis, Evan, Tom Putty, Aureliot, Calypsos, Havoc, Connor, and I think it was James the Eagle was the first disqualification of the day. But right, okay, well that brings to a close Division 2. I hope you'll join us tomorrow night, same time, same place. Different divisions. We will have the mighty Division 1 will be taking on Spa-Francorchamps, as will my division, which is Division 3. We'll see if we can put on a bit of a show like tonight. To be honest, it's like I say, good to see some good racing. I'm very much looking forward to it. So, anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me tonight. I hope you have enjoyed it and you watch the stream back. Congratulations to the podium. And yeah, we'll look forward to hopefully seeing you all tune in tomorrow night. So from myself, Nell Boy, thank you ever so much for watching.